This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today I was going back over some old video. I was just posting a video on my Facebook. If you haven't already, jump on Facebook and type in Dave Nixon. I got my my I don't know, is it a business page? The page is there anyway, where I often put content. I'm going back to blogging as of next week. There you go. I dug myself in. It's live now. I have to do it. I blogged for a long time. I really enjoyed writing. I was a regular contributor to Men's Muscle and Health magazine for about two and a half years. But I recently sort of had a break with that and more so went into podcasting and video creation. However, I do miss the good writing. My point being is I went back on, as I was posting the video, I went back and sort of had a bit of a look if I had posted this video before, just to make sure. And then I scrolled down to see if I could find old videos of beardless Dave. and sort of look back on those videos and how I communicated and spoke and that sort of stuff. And some of you may not know it. I had a videographer who was a dear friend of mine. I'd known him since I was 14, and he passed away. I tell this story a fair bit because I suppose there's a big connection to it for me. But he passed away in a car accident, and it was the first time I had somebody close to me leave, taken away, I suppose, and taken so young. So suddenly, and you don't really, I didn't anyway, prepare myself to walk one of my good friends, dear friends, to his hearse. It's not something that you set down and write as a goal. So it shook me for sure, and I didn't really know how to deal with his passing. And we were actually meant to go to the movies. It happened on a Sunday, and we were meant to go to the movies on a Saturday. And I was like, sorry, dude, I actually double booked myself. And he's like, we'll go another time. And obviously, it's something that I'll never ever forget. He was a videographer. He loved going to the movies, and so it was one of the most important things to him. And I thought about how I could sort of do something with it. I suppose this probably coincides with stopping writing, to be fair, because I guess I went about trying to learn how to do all the video work and that kind of stuff. The stuff that he really enjoyed and I enjoyed doing with him. He was so fucking patient with my awkward bum fluff face. It was great. But and so I actually did a video a day for 365 days. Now, firstly, my advice, if you want to get used to speaking in front of a camera, literally do a video a day and just get used to putting it up and realizing that all the false beliefs that you have about people might say and might think, and that you will get paraded and that kind of shit, like, it's likely not going to happen. And even if it does, it's nowhere near as bad as you think, and it's probably a reflection of them. So that's one thing. But the second thing, I went back to pretty much the first video and had a bit of a look at that and looked at the message and I want to sort of repeat that message for you today. I suppose in a slightly different sense, because I'm a little bit older now. I have a little bit more, ease speaking into a microphone than I did then as well. But the message still stays true. And what I was saying was basically like the biggest lesson that Alex taught me a lot, but one of the biggest lessons was his last lesson he taught me so far anyway. Maybe there's more to come, but that you're not promised Monday, right? It's often one of the things like, I'll get to it on Monday, or I'll do it on Tuesday, or I'll give Mum a call on Wednesday, or maybe I'll start at the gym on Thursday with my friend, and I'll see you on Friday at Thingo, right? You're going, aren't you? I'll just do it then. And this is so fucking naive of us. It's so, why do we wait for a tragedy to realize how precious life is and there is no fucking future? That's the genuine question here. It doesn't mean that we have to do everything all at once right now. That's not it. But it allows us to prioritize what's truly important for us. I mean, really important for us, right? And so you see some people who waste, and this was me, I fucking would waste my time on people, give them my time for coffee and go for over the hour. And I'm like, well, neither one of us walked away a better person. And it's like, oh, why do I keep doing that? But I wouldn't give that person $100 and be like, see ya. But I'd give them my time. It was the same fucking thing. And it's just like, right, I've got to be smarter with this, because I'm not getting my 20s back. I'm well aware of that. And coming into 30 in the next couple of months, I know that I'm not going to get my 30s back. And it's understanding this sort of perspective is that, like, next Monday, the whole next Monday, start the diet shit, whatever it is, insert, whatever it is, It's fucking not coming. It's an illusion. Even the names of days is actually just constructed. Like, it's just another day. Get the work done that's important to your soul. And this is what's so crucial for us. It's like, how was the weekend? It's like, do you understand that mindset keeps us locked into a work week? That our life is a work week. Now, I'm all for working, 100%. I think it's crucial. I think it builds character. I think it's contribution. I think all that sort of stuff. But when I ask someone, how was the weekend? What I'm really asking is, how was the time away from the thing that takes up most of your time that you probably don't even like? And so you can pay for a house you fucking barely live in and drive a car that you can't afford, right? And for some guys, I know, it's so that you can separate from your partner. And for some women, it's like so that you feel disconnected from the person that you care the most about. Like, it's this sort of thing is that we need to be able to step out of this and have a reframe, a different perspective around exactly what it is that we do with our fucking week every single week. Because, and I say it, maybe it'll be a book I write one day. It's like, and then you buy a caravan. Because that's it, right? Just waiting for freedom and happiness. Success is always around the corner. Yeah, it is, buddy. It fucking just is. Because when you get around the corner, guess what success is? Yep, you guessed it. It's just around the corner, man. Just keep going. Hey, just keep going. Oh, that's a nice little Hirsch that you bought yourself there, isn't it, David? So this is the kind of thing that we got to basically look at and go, if you side with the norm, maybe, and this isn't my quote and I'm paraphrasing, but maybe it's time to look at it from a different perspective. I think that's some really good advice. And it's also looking at the thing that you genuinely in your fucking loins want to do that maybe you've parked to the side for so fucking long that it's numb now, right? And you've talked yourself out of it because it's so much easier to talk yourself out of doing something than it is to try and back yourself because you're still waiting for your fucking parents to give you belief, right? All of that rubbish, your parents don't know any better than you do. It's just that we put them on gods. And one of the things I work with my clients is learning how to break up with our parents and see them as adults so we get to choose to have them in our life. But if we don't do that, we're still waiting for these gods to give us permission. Otherwise, we're just living the same life that they're living. Probably a different career, but same life. So the biggest thing here is that thing that you want to do, the thing that you're excited about, the thing that you think about when you're on the toilet, when you're driving, when you get sick of the job, when you hate your boss, whatever it is, that thing. The question is, will you get to 65 and regret not doing it? And whatever the fuck just came up for you right there should be the biggest indicator of exactly what you should do for the back end of this year. Because remember, you're not even promised that. So, the timing is never right. I know you all know this, but some of us are still waiting for the timing to be right. But the timing is never ever right. The planets don't fucking align. Which means every single moment and every single timing is right because nothing is right. So that means that it has to be right for you to do it whenever. It's like, I think I heard a quote the other day which was pretty accurate, and it said, perfectionists take their dreams and goals to the grave. Something along those lines, right? And think about that. It's like, I'm waiting for the perfect moment. It's like, yeah. So what size would you like your your coffin? I mean, like, I'm being pretty grim here, but what else? We're going to avoid death? We're going to avoid the conversation with death? I looked at one of my good friends the other day, and I said, this is my brain, do you know that either I'm going to go to your funeral or you're going to go to mine? People are like, why are you thinking of that? It's like, because it's fucking real, and it makes me value my moment right here on what I do. If I think that death is not going to ever come for me, or it's so far away, then how the fuck can I ever appreciate the current moment? It's understanding and respecting and appreciating the fact that death is a fact of life and all of us will experience it. And when we start recognizing that, when we see that as the biggest obstacle to life, we actually get to live life rather than waiting and being dead and just waiting to be buried. So my point here isn't not to wait till Monday. My point is to go ask better questions. Will you regret not doing? What message are you passing on to the next generation? Team, I'm out. Thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it as always. If you found this beneficial, it'll mean the world to me if you would pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. If you haven't already, jump on davenixon.com.au/memberships. Find Mood Prep online. You come and continue the conversation in there with the crew that's bantering, and I ask questions. I've got a Q&A on the last Friday of every month in there as well, and so on and so forth. It's good fun. I enjoyed it. If you're a PT, a coach, or an athlete, check out the Coaches Circle. Otherwise, team, I'm out. Love your faces. Big love from me. Big love from the D. Is that acceptable to say? Maybe it is. Otherwise, until tomorrow, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.